Hi, my name's Kim and welcome to Bloomfield. This is our 250-year-old restoration project that my husband and I have been working on for over 5 years. Oh, can't believe it's been so long. But come on in, let me give you guys a tour. So starting in the front hallway, this is Bloomfield. This section was built in the 1700s, and when we got the house, that railing was gone, the walls were crumbling, the floors were all broken out. There were no windows in any of the window sashes, and we had our work cut out for us. The house had been hoarded and also abandoned for about 60 years. Through that time, somebody tried to live in the house a few times, but with no luck, they quickly moved out. So let's start in the parlor room. I love this room so much. This was the room that, if you look back on my videos, the mystery behind the mantle was created because of that mantle. While I was working in this room and pulling off wallpaper, I pulled off that mantle, and from behind fell all kinds of pieces of paper and old quills, all from about 1830 to 1865. I absolutely love the light in this room. Hello, Molly! Oh, she's going deaf, but this is her favorite room to lay in. But I love the light in this room. Oh, there's Mr. Simon, of course. One of my last videos, somebody said that the room was very, very cluttered. You know, I have to disagree. Back in the day, people used to congregate on different homes, at different homes, and they didn't have telephones. They wanted to get together and be with their friends, so they would visit a lot. It was called visiting, and people would get in groups, and if you look back on old pictures, you will see that there are always little sections of each room where numerous people could sit down and have a private conversation. And I like to think even little lovers telling their secrets. I rarely buy non-consumables that are new. I buy pretty much everything secondhand. I just really believe in reusing and repurposing. To me, there are timeless pieces that just last forever, and it's not everybody's cup of tea. I realize that. This right here is my mother's cut glass, and she passed away when I was a teenager, and all I wanted was the cut glass, and everybody kept saying to me, "Why do you want that?" And I didn't know at the time why I did, and now I do. My artwork is all sitting up against these walls because we have run into a bit of a problem. 3 of the walls in almost every single room are stone. So it's 2 feet of stone with plaster on top, and anything of any substantial weight cannot be hung. It destroys the plaster. There's really nothing to go into. Even with a masonry bit, you'll end up cracking the plaster. A lot of people had picture rails that ran around the top of each room, as I'm sure this room had at one day, and we might go ahead and replace it at some point. So coming out of the parlor, we now go into the living room. And yes, I only have one orange cat, but he's a little bit of a ham, so he'll be in every shot. But this room was definitely the worst room. It was horrible. The smell was horrendous. Raccoons had been running along and running up along this wall and had broken out that transom light pane up there and were going out of the house and into the house that way, and had lived here for about 60 years. This room was a hot mess. This floor had collapsed in. The summer beam, which is the equivalent to that beam up there, had been eaten out by termites, and we had to remove it and re-support the floor. My husband and I had to learn how to do tongue and groove, and we had to buy old growth heart pine wood to replace the floors in here, the ones that were rotten out. We exposed the stone back there, and because the ceiling was already collapsing, we decided just to embrace that and decided, you know what, let's expose the ceiling. A lot of people that are purist hate it. I don't hate it. I love it. And this room is pretty much where we hunker down when it gets cold, and we just spend so much time in that room in the winter. Coming down the hallway, go into the dining room, and this section of the house was built around 1800. It is one of my favorite rooms in this house. I don't know why. It feels more solid. We did have to rebuild all the floors in here. That section over there was completely collapsing. There was a tree rubbing against the outside, and it had allowed water to penetrate into here. So we had lost all these floors. These floorboards that you'll see along here are all from the attic, and we pulled them down here and replaced them. Again, I am a sucker for everything old. This is all silver plate. I don't care. I love it. I love the old patina. Simon again. What a ham. Doesn't matter what time of day or night that you're in this room. It is just cozy and beautiful, even though it is so large. And I don't care. It's just a beautiful, beautiful room. Simon keeping his cameos going. And last but not least is our beloved kitchen. And this is the section of the house that we were told by numerous people just to tear off and start again. It was put on in the 1900s, literally on tree stump foundation. It had a cistern well right under this room right here. Just a big old well, and they would pump up water right into this original sink. And that's how it ran. But this was the room where all of the critters lived. Hi, Molly. I'll show you on this door. I've cleaned this door a million times, but you can see this is wildlife. This was wildlife that stayed in that room and ate out the bottom. And but you know what? With an old house, you just embrace these things, just like embracing the Victorian death stairs. But we were able to bring in a 2-ton beam and I-beam, put it under the house, re-support it, jack up this room, and save it. And in fact, I was standing right there. The guys were under the house, jacking it up, and I'd go, keep going. And finally, I heard her make a crack that did not sound okay. And I said, stop right there. We're done. That's as far as she's going to go. So if I took a marble, it would definitely roll down this way. But we did get this house jacked up 10 inches, almost level. Still about 3 inches off, but that's okay. Facebook Marketplace, giant window for $40. Had to drive an hour to get it, but absolutely love it. And there is Simon once again. Oh, Rocky. So this is it. Everything in here is the original beadboard. We saved it. We just scrubbed it down time after time, cleaned it up. I exposed the old exterior of the house. That's the exterior of the 1700 section part of the house. This is an old English cabinet that I found, and I separated the pieces because I wanted it to feel like, I don't know, I just did. I don't know why I do the things I do. And back to the pantry, which I just did a video on this. And because there were no closets in these old houses, everything ends up in here that we need, like towels and dishcloths and light bulbs and all of the extra appliances that I don't want to put out because they do look too modern. And of course, our food and washer and dryer. And I was explaining, this is the original color that this room was in, but it was disgusting. So I had to paint it, and I wanted to do a complementary color. So I did this color, which is an anthropology color. It's a chalk paint. This window was missing, and I found it at a thrift store. Well, actually, the two pieces, the sashes, are different pieces from different windows. But we made it work, and I used this baker cart for spices, towels, and snacks. So that's it, friends. You guys have asked so many times for a tour. I may as well give the tour today. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed it.